Hi everyone, Sandra Duran Wilson here, and welcome to this week's Mixed Media Soul Sparks. Every week I try and jumpstart your creativity with a new idea of using materials in a unique way, or new products, or just some new ideas. So this week we're going to look at using things in a unique way. And pattern play, to me, has a lot of different possibilities. So there will be a lot of finished pieces at the end of the video or in the notes that you can then take some of these ideas and how you might use them. So the first thing I want to do is talk about washi tape. Now these are these beautiful tapes that a lot of people use in scrapbooking and card making, and they're just really gorgeous. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking them, and I've got just a piece of copy paper here. It's actually, I've already used it once, and so I'm going to use it again. And I just put them along the paper. And I'm not going to do the whole thing. I've got some already done, but I just want to show you some ideas. So like here, I missed a little space in there. So I can take another piece, come back over, overlap these things. I've also got, let's try this one. Oops, see, I did it again. Let's just try, get a little graphic black and white here. That one's kind of transparent, so I almost get another line in there. Now what's going to happen is you want to get these stuck down well. This is a bone folder, so I'm just really rubbing it down. And I could continue along the whole piece. The other thing I can use is, these are like copper and brass tapes that I have. And I'll put a link. These are from Ranger. And you can get the copper, brass, and you can even get, I've seen like little circles that you can buy from them. But what if I wanted to kind of break up a pattern? To cut that. So once I get all of this burnished down well, I could trim off those sides and I end up with something like this. Now I can take I could do strips. These are kind of fun to add to a painting. You could even create like these very interesting designs within designs. So here you have a pattern paper, and now you can start to play with this, how it might work in a painting. Let's just put it on here so it's easier to see. Or you can cut out shapes. I mean, you could cut out, let's say, petals for a flower. And if you cut it out in different parts of the paper, you're going to have different colors. And then you would just take these and use a gel or a glue to add them to your surface. Now, as far as the archival aspect of washi tape, it's probably not that great. However, if you take these and you get it glued down onto your surface, spray it with a UV varnish, and then seal it with an acrylic medium. And an acrylic medium could be just a matte medium or a gloss medium. I would spray it first with the varnish to work with the UV so it doesn't fade out. Then you seal it, because the gloss medium doesn't have any UV resistance to it. It's just going to seal it to keep it from peeling up, but you do want to protect it from fading. As I said, this isn't so archival, so you might want to use it in some card projects or small projects, not your big expensive paintings. But I want to show you another way of working with these tapes. And this is just a black paper that I bought at the craft store. I would actually paint this with a black paint or a black gesso to assure that it's not going to fade out. Then I can take my tapes, my metallic tapes, and let's just do a few pieces just to give you an idea. The hardest part is getting it off of the backing paper, but be careful, this is really sticky, and as you see, it wants to do that. There we go. So I'm just gonna stick it on here. These you really do need the bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder, you can use like an old key card or the side of your scissors. It doesn't have to be a special tool. Let's see if I can do this one a little easier. Nope. Okay. So I'm going to start this one right there. And then, yeah, it wasn't really much easier. If you're not rushing like I am, it'll be okay. Don't worry. I'll just take my time. Okay, now so once I have all of these down and I have them burnished, then I can come back in and make my shapes. And so you cut these out and they become these really fun pieces that you can then add to your artwork. And I'll show you a piece of art that I have finished using something like this. And another way to work with pattern play, same kind of idea, just using a few different materials. Get this out of the way. Is using a double-sided adhesive. I've got both Artist Tack, which is, it's got little dots of adhesive on it. Or you can use a heavier duty double tack adhesive. This is from Graphics, and they make it. A couple other companies make it too. I'll put some links in for you. This is the larger piece, and you can see that it's sticky. And then you put this back on top. You rub this down, and then you pull the back part off to reveal the adhesion back here. So I'm actually going to peel this off, and it's got the adhesive backing on it, and then I can stick it onto wherever I want it. But I like to do this as well with actually cutting out pieces of it, cutting shapes out. And here I've used just leftover pieces of papers. You can even use gel skins, which this is a gel skin. We've made those in another episode. And just glue all of these things down and then cut them up like I did in the pattern play. So either using a double-sided adhesive, the washi tape, the metallic tapes, and here is a piece, oops. Here's a piece that's done using a lot of these small pieces that I was just talking about that I cut into shapes, little triangular shapes. And this is kind of an homage to Klimt, to some of his work. So this is actually done in one of the online Creative Soul courses, which you can now buy individually. So if you like to see how to do this whole class in pattern play, I'll put the link to that class in the notes. So thanks for joining me this week, and I will see you next week. Please check out the website for all the available online classes for upcoming international trips and Santa Fe workshops. Until then, I'll see you next week. Join the Creative Awakening Community on Facebook, where you'll be able to post your art, connect with other creatives around the world, and ask questions. Use the hashtag #MixedMediaSoulSparks when posting your work on social media. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week.